the other has, right?
Yeah. Well, they're kind of nice to have on the campground. You can,
Well, no doubt. No doubt.
and they were picking things up because they were going home tonight. And yeah, I said, a lot of work, isn't it? Kurt says, yeah, this is the worst part of it. And he said, and then I said, it's about as bad as having a boat. And he said, oh, and then we're going to have that too.
Oh, with the boat at the campground and everything?
Yeah, they're going to he and Scott are putting a dock in.
Wow. All righty. Well, good evening, everybody. And tonight's broadcast and story is on Mother's Day. It's Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day to all mothers. And we'll talk about that. And tonight, right now, our guest is and co-host is the wonderful, the exciting, the lovely, the amazing Miss Hall.
Miss
And
Hall.
happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you, honey.
And, and happy Grandmother's Day
And great grandmother day.
and great grandmother's day.
Yep.
And so congratulations there. So what'd you do? Did you do anything special today for Mother's Day?
Well, yes. My oldest son takes me, he's done this for about the last 4 years, takes me to the local greenhouse, Selmies in Rock Falls, and lets me pick out $100 worth of plants. Of course, I spent some more of my own money, but
Of course you did.
he says, it only took an hour and a half, Mom. I said, well, I have to be organized. I have to know what I'm putting where and what kind of pots.
So what'd you get for your assortment today?
Oh, geez. I got some geraniums. I got some calabrosia. They're like the mini petunias. I got some coleus, just an assortment of really nice stuff. They have beautiful stuff. They really do.
Okay, cool, great. And so, do you have a big garden, multiple garden? What's your passion there?
Okay, I have basically potted plants, and I plant my own hanging baskets. That's basically what I have. I have a lot of flower gardens that have perennials in. So sometimes it's a lot to take care of, but I love my yard. And ask George, it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah, very beautiful. Yeah, it would be a botanical garden, but
Well,
it's at it for you is gardening and flowers in the yard is a what is it to you? What's it mean? What's it do for you?
it's my happy place. It's great therapy for me. When my husband died 13 years ago, he died in April, and it was an outlet for me. I could go out in the yard. I could forget about everything. Everything was off my mind except what I was doing. And it was my therapy. Honest to God, it was.
Okay, and in that therapy, when we get into talking about your sister,
Yes.
was it part of a therapy then, or did you have something out there, some other escape?
She died in the winter.
Okay.
Yeah, it was no therapy. I don't know. I was kind of lost after that because I was so involved in her care. And I remember saying to my husband on the way home from the after funeral dinner, I said, now what am I going to do? It was just like I don't know. She was half of my whole, because we were identical twins. And only a twin can understand what the twin connection is.
Right. Now they share the show. They say that twins share everything, and I know that she was a mirror twin. So you guys shared secrets and clothes and even thoughts. When you watched her navigate Alzheimer's, at what point did you feel frustrated with medical clinicians or the kitchen or anything? When did you feel like you were being possible, or maybe you didn't? Did you feel like you were being cheated at all, or helped, or not helped, or hoped, or no hope, or what was that like? And this is what, how many years ago was this?
19 years ago.
19 years ago. So lots changed since then. We've
Ye-
learned a lot.
Yes.
But what what was your sense during that event, during that time?
Well, every hope, hope, but there was no hope. We found out, every new drug that would come out, we'd be so hopeful and maybe this is it, but it never was. And there's still not.
Yeah, there still hasn't. They really still. We're finding out that there is, but we found out that those things are buried,
Right.
uh, because, well, be quite frankly, because there's too much money to be made for us being sick.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this. Do you know, by any chance, if she was on a statin at all?
No, I don't know. I
You
don't
don't know. Okay. I
know.
just wondering, because they're starting to find a link between that and that time. I know it. She was diagnosed at what year? Do you remember?
She was 19 or she was 54. So do the math. 45. We were born in 45. And she was 54 when she was diagnosed. So I'm not good at math in my head, honey.
All right, let's just do that math. So you were born in what year?
45.
All right, hang on here. So, 1945 plus, she was how old?
She was 54.
Okay, when she was diagnosed. So it's 1999.
Okay.
So statins had been around. So there's a chance she may have been on them.
Yeah, see, I don't have a clue. Don't have.
Right.
I know when Aricept came out, we were so hopeful for that, but that didn't happen.
Right. Right. I get that. I get that. So we often think, we often treat health like a game of Russian roulette with DNA, but after what you've witnessed, do you think our genes are the boss, or are we just taking orders and put things in our mouth? What do you think on that?
Well, DNA, I mean, I'm a living example. I am a living example. Identical twins, you would have thought the other one would have got it. But so far, at my age, I don't show any signs. Um,
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, if one thing that that's starting to come to light, and this is something we haven't even discussed before, but so a lot of people think, like with my mom, who's 97, um, people think that they're losing their memory. What we're learning is that there's a disconnect. The memory is still there, but the part to get the two to activate, to bring it out, is that disconnection happens. Sometimes it's there and they connect, and sometimes it's not. And so with my mom at 97, she still has the ability to be there, and then she could drift off.
right.
But um, with your sister, eventually she didn't have it. That connection was totally lost, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
As she started going downhill, she was, well, one Christmas, I mean, we used to get together every Christmas, her daughter, my daughter, me, and Sharon, and we'd bake Christmas cookies. We'd take all our ingredients, take them to her house. And we did that. Well, the one year she couldn't do it. The last time we did it, she would dump something in a bowl, and then she couldn't remember if she put it in, what she had put in, what she hadn't put in, and she said, I can't do this anymore. She realized that. she was frustrated by it. And it just kind of eventually just got worse and worse and worse as far as what she could do.
Yeah. And so one of what ties into that is that Alzheimer's is not really a forgetting disease, but it's really kind of an energy disease. Like the brain can't process the fuel that we're giving it. It wasn't like she wasn't eating the things, but she couldn't process it enough to say, well, it's kind of like my brain fog, which you've never really had. Oh, well, a little bit here and there. But with my severe brain fog, it's like a polite way of saying the lights are flickering.
Right.
Was the bill paid?
Right.
And so once we get that connection to go again, like I was able to do, then it's like, oh, okay, cool. We're back in play. Once that energy can flow through again, it's not that disconnect where there's that gap. And that's kind of how I'm starting to think about it even more and more now, is that before I was meshed and it was all good, like this, right? And I've got a very diverse background in terms of information. That's why I could be on the game shows I was on. But what happens is that when we have that disconnect, what we suffer with is called brain fog. That's energy. It's not really connecting all the time, and that disconnect is because energy isn't really connected to it. When it's flowing, it's right, cool, right there. But sometimes it gets a little disjointed, and that's where forget where's my key, where's my billfold, where's my car, where's the remote, where's what did I come into the store for? Or you get a basket full of stuff and you get home, you offload it, and oh crap, I went for milk, or I went for, we totally got distracted, and we filled up our brain, or I filled up the same way our basket without really looking at what's going on. And so what do you think about that as a possibility?
You mean as far as
As far as the idea of energy and the disconnect, because like with your mom had some, but and part of the stimulation for her was isolation,
right?
wasn't it?
Yes.
I mean, when the broad day decided that we couldn't visit our family and our relatives, right?
Right.
And they were in essence in lockdown quarantine, like a prisoner would be,
Right.
literally, with no visitation. Isolation is a form of psychological punishment
Right.
in the penal system, isn't it?
Right. Yes.
And yet
My sister, though, once she didn't have any disconnect after a while. I mean, when she first was diagnosed, it just seemed she could do some of the stuff she used to do, but then she couldn't do any of it. There was never any come and go with her. It was just like going down stair steps.
right, got
But
it. I always say that food got us into this mess, food will get us out of it.
yeah,
And that's
have
part of it, doesn't
yeah
it?
something to do with that, and it could have something to do with stress. I
Absolutely.
At different times in her life, she had more stress than I had. I think a lot of times in her life, she had more stress than I had. So just by different things, I'm not going to say what, but yeah,
I wonder why, you know, in today's environment, I'm allowed to talk about my maintenance of my 2004 Buick, right? But we aren't really allowed publicly to talk about preventative things that we can do. It's starting to become a little bit more open. that
Right.
we can start talking about that. I wonder why people look at us funny when we start talking about things like this.
I don't know. You know, my sister was very open about her disease. And the whole family was very open about it because I know sometimes people want to hide things, but we weren't. We were very open. And she would tell people, I've got Alzheimer's. But she didn't know. I mean, I remember on the way home from Mayo Clinic where she was diagnosed, we were sitting in the back seat of the car and I was looking out the window crying, but I was didn't want her to see me, so I was just looking out the window and we felt each other. We felt everything the other one was feeling. And she grabbed my hand and she said, "It's okay. At least I'm not dying." And I thought, "Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are." She doesn't know.
Yeah.
Which is good. But she would tell people she was had Alzheimer's.
And she really didn't know what that meant.
No, at that point she didn't. But she did say one time that she said she talked to the minister and she told him, she said, "I'm not afraid to die." So I think at that point she knew. You know.
Yeah, because there was no knowledge of any in 1999 and into the early 2000s. There was no conversation about anything
No,
to reverse, to improve. There was nothing about looking at metabolic health.
right.
It was just a condition,
Yeah.
right? And an inner condition. Let me just let's. I'm just thinking about this, and I just want to throw this at you. You know, as her condition progressed, okay, her inflammation did too, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
What do you think might attribute to that?
Maybe it was diet. I don't know. Um, nursing home food. Well, not through just the last year basically, but she had gained some weight. It wasn't her normal weight.
Uh-huh.
Um, and her husband cooked all the time, so he was a good cook. She was getting,
Right.
but when she got in the nursing home, she got a lot heavier. I think all that nursing home food they give them, you don't know.
Yeah. All the carb food.
Yeah.
The crapahydrates.
Yeah, right.
So
And sweets.
yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. You know, if we could save if we could save one person from the path you and your sister walked down, what metabolic rule or what a couple metabolic rules would you break knowing what you know now?
Well, I would go on the protocol, the Unamonte. Um, and that's why I'm on it now.
And the fiber, right?
Yeah, fiber, yes. And maybe cut out all sweets, try and get rid of the carbs. Um, I mean, if it could help at that point, she might have been beyond that point. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. And the one thing about the comeback plan that we're on, the 3-step protocol, is that it helps lower the cravings, doesn't it? That helps lower that sugar blast, doesn't it?
Yes.
And so one of the things that we want to talk about again is it's Mother's Day. My mom, you know, um, had dinner in her house. They got her. She was at the dinner table.
Really?
Yeah, they got her. She had dinner at the table. It was chicken and potatoes and coleslaw and all the good stuff and that kind of thing. And there's 10 of us kids, and my sister was there, and grandchildren were with her. And then my brother, one of my brothers, brother number 4, child number 4, he's a twin, by the way. Brother number 4 is a twin with a sister. So boy, girl, that's what that is. You girls are girls, right? But he's going to be out here this weekend. And in our caregiving plan, we have mom in her own home. We have a niece that, or a granddaughter to mom, that is 24/7, boots on the ground. We have respite for her twice a week. We have hospice has been coming in for a year plus now.
Yeah.
And mom was at the dinner table for Mother's Day and enjoyed that. And then every month, one of the 10 of us kids, we're 10 of us, and we live in 8 different states, visit for at least a weekend. And we give our niece, the main caregiver, a weekend. So part of the plan is to keep mom home and to always have family with her. And one of the things that really makes a difference that I believe is that the people that get the best care have the most visitors. You know, if mom was at a facility, someone would be there all the time. We'd be visiting her all the time because that's what that's one of the unwritten rules of care. People that get the best care have the most visitors because staff knows someone's coming in.
Right.
There's a good chance. Now, you can say, well, that's not true. Okay.
It is.
It is 100% true.
My sister was in the nursing home. I just want to reiterate, my sister was in the nursing home the last year of her life and her husband gave her wonderful care. I couldn't ask for any better care than he gave her.
Right.
He would put her makeup on to go to Walmart when she couldn't do it anymore and do her hair because he knew she always wanted to look nice. But she started getting violent spells and it was just getting too much.
Yeah.
And that's why she was put in the nursing home. And basically it was very upsetting. It was upsetting to her. She knew because it was a strange environment. And her daughter said, we almost went and got her the first week, but we knew that was the best place for her as far as her disease had progressed.
Right. Because that changes is what's called sundowning. It's change that kind of thing. An environment thing can be
right.
Pretty much there. So when we start looking at brain fog, we start looking at caregiving, we start looking at the long, slow goodbye, which is Alzheimer's, which is underneath the umbrella of dementia. So there's really 4 different categories of dementia. Alzheimer's happens to be one. It's talked about the most. But all of these, just like brain fog, are proving that they are improvable, sometimes reversible. I'm proof that it's reversible in terms of, because if I know, had I not changed, and I would be on that direct path that I'm glad and thankful that you encouraged me to go get my blood work done.
Finally.
Yeah.
He encouraged. Finally got through your.
Yeah. What my yeah. I think what got through my head was because I had less hair at the time.
Right.
In 2024, I was losing my hair by the pound, my brain fog was severe. Um, of course, we find out that my blood work was off the charts. And crazy tea and fiber brought us back, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Brought us back. So we want to close here and just say, we love you. I love you. Jennifer, we love you. We miss you. We'll chat later. Jennifer is often with us, and she's an incredible lady who
Here,
is
here.
caregiving for both parents 24/7 for now almost 4 years. And so generally we're here every Sunday, and we love to answer any questions. We know the show's slowly gaining some things, and we want to be of service, and we want to provide information. And so thank you. I love you. Thank you for coming on.
I love you.
And I'll say good night. Goodbye, everybody.
Good night and happy Mother's Day to all you mothers.
Happy Mother's Day.